Pirates in the second game of today's doubleheader. New York Mets baseball is brought to you by Rheingold Beer as another in its continuing parade of major sports events. It's our way of saying thank you for making Gold New York's largest selling beer.
Today's second game is also brought to you by WGY, your sports station for the great Northeast. WGY brings you the full schedule of the Mets regular season games live from Major League parks throughout the country.
Everyone, this is Ralph Kiner along with Lindsey Nelson and Bob Murphy from State Stadium, all set for the second ball game. In the second ball game, the Mets are going to have Bob Friend pitching for the very first time against his former teammates, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Bob had spent an illustrious career with the Pittsburgh Pirates before being traded to the New York Yankees, and now he's back in the National League to work against his former team. Bob won the very first game ever played here at State Stadium while pitching for Pittsburgh. He's going to be opposed by Don Cardwell, a strong-throwing right-hander. First game won by the Pittsburgh Pirates 8-7 as the Mets came from far back 8-1 to almost pull it out. They had the tying and winning runs on base in the bottom half of the ninth, but just couldn't make it. Now, starting lineups for the Pittsburgh Pirates in the second ball game, Matty Alou will lead off and play center field. Batting second and playing shortstop, Gene Alley. Batting third and right field, Manny Mota. The fourth batter will be the left fielder, Willie Stargell. Batting fifth and playing third base, Jose Begon. The sixth batter will be the first baseman, Don Glendenin. Batting seventh and catching, Jesse Gondry. Batting eighth and playing second base, Bill Mazeroski. And the pitcher, Don Cardwell, will be batting ninth. For the Mets, they have now taken the field. Defensively, it is Jerry Grody behind home plate. He is going to try and catch the entire doubleheader here today. At one point today, the temperature was 106 degrees at LaGuardia Airport. On the mound for the Mets is Bob Friend. Bob wearing uniform form number 20. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, he wore number 19. He got that number because his boyhood idol was right-hander Bob Feller. Home plate umpire Stan Landis. At first base, Mel Steiner. At second base, Al Pollock. At third base, Augie Donatelli. And in the batter's box, all set to go, Matty Alou. A little left-hand batter. And he takes the first pitch as high as ball one. Bob has won one and lost one. He is 35 years of age, 6 foot tall, 198 pounds. Next pitch bounces short, but Sue charging quickly. He's up and over to first base in time for the out. So Matty Alou turned away for the first out of the ball game, and that brings up Gene Alley. Gene Alley, a right-hand batter. And the first pitch from Friend is fouled away. Friend with a fastball in tight. The ball fouled to the right side. It's strike one. Alley batting .262. To the middle, out in the center field, a base hit. Gene Alley turns at first base and holds there. Leon Jones comes up with the ball and throws it back in. So the first hit of the ball game, and that brings up the right fielder, Manny Mota. Roberto Clemente is not playing in this ball game. In the first ball game, played right field and has one hit in 4 times up. Home plate umpire Stan Landis marking out the batter's box for Manny Mota. Runner at first base, the first run of the game. 1 man out. We're in the top of the first. Mota, right-hand batter, does not play usually against right-hand pitching. He bunts a perfect bunt down to third. Chuck Hiller is up with it. His throw to first base is in time. Gene Alley goes on down to second. That was a perfect bunt. The only thing that kept it from being a base hit was that Chuck Hiller was in looking for the bunt. And it was bunted just a little bit too hard with the third baseman in. Mets have Chuck Hiller at third base, Eddie Basu at shortstop, Ron Hunt at second base, and Eddie Craneful at first. In the outfield, they have John Stevenson in left field. In center field, Leon Jones and Al Luplo in right. The catcher is Jerry Grody. Stevenson has played the outfield before. In the minor leagues, he played some center field. He is one of the Mets' 3 regular catchers. Now 2 men away, a runner in scoring position. The batter is Willie Sturgill, and the first pitch by Bob Friend is high at the ball. Sacrifice is credited to Manny Mota, but he was bunting for a base hit. One of the oddities of the scoring room. Pitch back to Sturgill is hit foul to the left side. It's going out of play down the left field line. 1 ball, 1 strike. Willie is batting .324 with 16 home runs and 46 runs batted in. He did not play in the first game of the doubleheader. Now Bob Friend at 1-1. His pitch to the plate. His hit down the left field side is just foul. Ball hitting on the dirt part in foul territory. The line going out toward the left field foul ball. That dirt part is about 6 inches wide on either side of the foul line. No Friend with a new ball in play and back again, and the pitch is popped up back of home plate. A chance for Jerry Goody as he comes back. Throws the mask away, and he makes the catch, and that retires the side. So the Pirates are turned away in the first half inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A man left at second base, and the score at the end of 1/2 inning. Pittsburgh nothing. The Mets coming up. Now here's a word from Rheingold.
I don't know the reason. I can't tell you why. More people like Rheingold appear extra, but we must be doing something. Yes, we must be doing something right. Yes, we must be doing something. Woo! We must be doing something right. Pour me another mug of that Rheingold. Exercise here.
The Mets coming up for the first time in the second game of this doubleheader. They lost the first one 8-7. And they'll be batting against Don Cardwell. Cardwell, a right-hand pitcher. And he'll be pitching to Chuck Hiller, Ron Hunt, and Al Luplow. The Met lineup will be Chuck Hiller leading off and playing third base. Ron Hunt at second base, batting second. Batting third in right field, Al Luplow. Batting fourth in center field, Cleon Jones. Batting fifth at first base, Ed Cranepool. Batting sixth in left field, John Stevenson. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, Eddie Basu. The eighth batter will be the catcher, Jerry Grody. And the pitcher, Bob Friend, will bat ninth. Chuck, a left-hand batter, stepping in, batting at .333. Chuck has had 24 hits and 72 times up this year. One of the hits, a home run, a pinch hit home run. And he has driven in 3 runs. And the first pitch by Cardwell is a fastball. It's through, and it's strike one. Bobby Richardson has hit a home run in the 11th inning for the Yankees. They now have broken the tie. Drive to deep right field. It's going way back there by the wall. It is off of the wall. Chuck Hiller going to second. He'll try for third base. Here comes the throw. He slides and he just beats the tag, and the ball is dropped by the third baseman, Jose Pagan. home runs and 21 runs batted in. No one out, bottom half of the first. And Don Cardwell into the windup and back again. And he misses with a slider that's just outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Catching for the Pirates, Jesse Gonder. Gonder is playing in his 19th game this year. Most of that, I would assume, has been as a pinch hitter. Jim Pagliarone being given an unusual day off as far as the second game is concerned. He caught the first. Next pitch is low and it's ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pagliarone has caught in 65 of the ball games that the Pirates have played. Pirates in winning the first ball game now have a record of 45 and 30. They have picked up a half a game on the Giants, and they will probably make it a full game before this game is over, as the Giants are trailing in their ball game by a score of 8-0. Next pitch back is a fastball in tight. Ron, who was looking for the breaking pitch, had to quickly move away. And the count now 3 balls and 1 strike. One strike, the on-deck batter Al Luplo, and Cardwell back and missing, low and away, it's ball 4. Ron Hunt walks. So the Mets get their first 2 batters on. A triple by Chuck Hiller, a walk to Ron Hunt. And the phone rings in the bullpen for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Al Luplo now the batter. Number 18. Al batting .231, a left-hand batter. Don Cardwell in the set position. And his first pitch is hit foul on the left side out of play, strike 1. Al McBean warming up in the bullpen for the Pirates, along with Billy O'Dell, a left-hander and a right. Early in the ball game, no one out. We're in the first. Pirates did not score in their half of the first. They had a base hit. It's Bob Friend against Don Cardwell. Chuck Hiller with a short lead at third base. Infield now set at double play depth. Ron Hunt moving off the bag at first. The throw to third base, and Hiller back before the ball arrived to Jose Pagan. Unusual play at third base. Pirates pulling no stops here against the Mets. Now the runner's up the lines, and the pitch to the plate is right to the middle. A base hit in the center field. Ron Hunt rounds to second base. He goes toward third. Here comes the throw. He slides. He is safe, and the ball is cut off. Now Luplo stays at first. So the Mets takes the lead for the first time today. And the batter coming up is Cleon Jones. Chuck Hiller scoring from third base, giving Al Luplo his second run batted in today. He now has a total of 10. Good hustling by Ron Hunt to move over to third base on that play. The ball was just right through the middle, and the center fielder, Matty Alou, got to the ball in a hurry. Cleon Jones now the batter. Cleon batting .286. Right-hand batter, and the first pitch to Cleon is outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. Cleon has 4 home runs and 25 runs batted in. Cleon walked 3 times in the first ball game, was 1 for 2, got a base hit in the 8th inning. Cardwell sets up again. His pitch to the plate is a curveball hit out to center field. Not too deep. Ron Hunter sagged up at third base. Alou makes the catch, but throws to second base instead, and Ron scores easily. So the Mets have a 2-0 lead here in the bottom half of the first. And the batter now coming up is Eddie Grainpool. And we'll pause for station identification. This is the New York
is WGY 10 on your dial in Schenectady, New York.
Ralph Kiner along with Lindsey Nelson and Bob Murphy from Shea Stadium. And that's leading 2-0 as they bat in the first. 1 man away. On at first base is Al Lupo. And the batter is Eddie Greenpool. Eddie had a pinch hit home run in the first ball game, won by the Pirates 8-7. And he takes the first pitch, a curveball at the knees. It's called a strike. Ed's home run came in the 5th inning. Pardon me, came in the 7th inning with no one on base. Now the one strike pitch, line to right field. It's going to be a base hit. Al Lupo goes to second base and holds there as the throw comes across from Manny Mota, and it's cut off by the shortstop, Gene Alley. So the Mets get their third hit here in the first inning, and Harry Walker takes the slow trip out to the mound. And he will arrive there before Don Cardwell, who is coming back from backing up third base. Mets have 2 runs in on 3 hits, also a walk involved. And that's all for Don Cardwell. The sign is out, and we're going to have a change in pitchers. Well, Don gets credit for 1/3 inning of work. He has been charged with 2 runs so far. There are runners at first and second base. He has given up 3 hits. He struck out none and walked 1. Billy O'Dell in the ballgame, making his 28th appearance this year. He has a record of 3-3. His first loss was here in Shea Stadium when he walked Ron Swoboda and forced in the winning run. A left-hand pitcher, and he's pitching to John Stevenson. And the first pitch is grounded foul over the top of the head of Yogi Berra. It's strike 1. Stevenson being put in the ballgame for left-hand hitting against the starter, Don Cardwell, and now batting for the first time against the left-hand. John is batting 197. Ron Swoboda played the entire first game, had no hits and 5 times up. The pitch back to Stevenson is hit on the ground towards second. Bill Mazeroski moves to his left, decides to throw to second base, and does. He gets there in time ahead of Eddie Cranepool as the shortstop, Gene Alley, makes the play. Mazeroski almost threw to first base, but then decided he had time at second, pivoted around, and made the throw to second base in time for the fourth play there. Moving over on the play to third base, Al Lupo. That brings up Eddie Basu. Eddie Basu batting with 2 men out. He had a grand slam home run in the first game that put the Mets back in the ballgame. They were trailing at the time by a score of 8-1. And he takes the first pitch high. It's ball 1. Bob Beal had walked the bases loaded. And then Eddie Basu on a 2-ball, 1-strike pitch hit a home run over the left field fence. It was his first grand slam for the Mets, his second in his major league career. He now has a total of 8 home runs. And he checks on a swing, but it's in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Mets have, pardon me, he has a total of 7 home runs. The Mets have 2 players with 8, Eddie Cranepool and Ken Boyer. Boyer not playing in this ball game. 1 ball, 1 strike count, as Eddie Basu did not like that call by Stan Lander. But it stands. Jesse Gonder, the catcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates in the second game. And the 1-1 delivery, taken low on this ball, too. 2 balls, 1 strike. With the sign. Runners at first and third. His pitch to the plate is a screwball. That's in for a call, strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Al McBean still throwing in the bullpen for Pittsburgh. Mets lead 2-0 with 2 men out in the bottom half of the first. a short lead. And the pitch gets by Jesse Gardner. Here comes Al Lupo to score from third base. And the Mets take the lead 3-0. It is scored a pass ball. Going on down to second base behind the play, Johnny Stevenson. Count now at 3 balls and 2 strikes on Eddie Basu, and still a runner in scoring position. And Billy O'Dell with his pitch. It is hit foul down in the dirt. The ball rolling in the Pittsburgh Pirates dugout. Now it stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chuck Hiller led off with a triple off the right field fence. Ron Hunt then walked with runners at first and third. Then Al Lupo singled through the middle to score Chuck Hiller. Ron going to third. Leon Jones in a sacrifice fly for the second run. And then the pass ball for the third. The next pitch is low and it's ball 4. And that's with Eddie Basu on at first base. That's second walk of this inning, and it brings up the catcher, Jerry Grody. That have scored are against the starting pitcher's record, Don Cardwell. He lasted 1/3 of an inning. Jerry Grody, a right-hand batter. Jerry batting .266. And the first pitch to the right-hand batter is swung on a miss to strike 1. Was 0 for 3 in the first game. The Yankees on a home run by Bobby Richardson defeated Washington 6-5. Winning pitcher in the ball game was Pete Ramos. The losing pitcher was Ronnie Klein. A lot of action in that ball game. First pitch back after the strike is a small changeup that's in for strike 2. 2 on Jerry Grody. Mickey Mantle hit his 15th home run in that Yankee ball game in the first, his 8th home run in 6 games. Lopez and Howard home runs along with Richardson, and Brinkman had a home run for the Senators. That tied up the ball game in the 9th inning with 2 men on, and it had to go to the 11th before the Yankees won it. Next pitch is hit foul, so the count stays at strike 2. Johnny Stevenson's on at second base. Eddie Basu at first. Again, it's O'Dell with a 2-strike pitch, and he throws a screwball. It's swung on and missed. Gardner picks the ball up, throws to first base as Grody runs on down there. You can do that with a man on first base with 2 men out. And the play is completed as Clendenin makes the catch. In the inning, the Mets scored 3 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors. 2 men were left on, and the score at the end of 1, the Mets 3, Pittsburgh nothing. Okay, Lindsay, first man up will be Jose Pagan, the third baseman for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He'll be followed by John Clendenin and then Jesse Gardner. On the mound for the Mets, Bob French. Bob gave up a base hit to Gene Alley in the first inning. He was left at second base as Bob pitched to 4. And the right-hander with his first pitch. Low and away, it's ball 1. Pagan is batting .265. 3 home runs and 27 runs batted in. And the 1-0 delivery is bunted, but in foul territory. The ball is picked up quickly by Jerry Grody right in front of the plate. But Dan Landis said he got the ball in foul territory. He was all set to throw out Pagan by about 89 feet. Strike count. Bob Friend's last outing was a brilliant outing. He was the losing pitcher, and if that's brilliant, I guess a little bit of a stretch of your imagination, but he did pitch a 2-hitter, which was mighty good. Lost 1-0 on a home run by Bill White. Ground ball hit down to third. A broken back ground ball. Picked up by Chuck Hiller, who's thrown to first base in plenty of time for the out. Mets get their first out here in the second. They lead 3-0. And the batter now coming up is Don Clendenin. In that game that Bob lost 1-0, he gave up only 2 hits. Little Brooks single by the catcher, Clay Dalrymple, and the home run by Bill White, which came in the 7th. The Mets were held to 2 hits by Jim Bundy. He won it 1-0. First pitch to Clendenin, a fastball, a swing, and it's strike 1. Don batting .280. He had a home run in the first ball game to right field. His 9th this year, and he has driven in 33. And Bob Friend is all set to go. 1 strike count. And the next pitch is inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Back again, and this time he catches the inside corner. It's strike 2. 1-2 on Don Clendenin. 1 man out. Top of the second inning. Shadows are out at home plate now. The rest of the field in hot sunlight. Now the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, a foul tip. Held on to by Jerry Grody. He struck him out. First strikeout for Bob Friend. His second out here in the second. And his next batter will be Jesse Gonder. Jesse, with a few of his fans still around, and he's kept in the batter's box, hitting .178. Jesse, a left-hand batter with 4 home runs and 9 runs batted in. He hits the first pitch in the air down into left field. Calling for the ball is Eddie Basu as he moves out into the left field area. And he makes the catch and now retires aside. So a 1-2-3 inning for Bob Friend in the second, and the score after 1.5 innings. The Mets lead, the Pirates nothing. The Mets lead 3-0, and they have their pitcher, Bob Friend, coming up. Willie Stargell has taken over at first base for Don Clendenin, and Jerry Lynch has gone in the ballgame to play left field in place of Willie Stargell. So Don Clendenin has been taken out of the ballgame. That means that Jerry Lynch will be batting in Don Clendenin's spot in the batting order. That would be the 6th position. Batter's box. Bob batting for the first time against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's 0 for 6 this year. Swings and misses. It's strike 1. Billy O'Dell pitching for Pittsburgh, relieving Don Cardwell in the first. Don, the pitcher of record, was charged with 3 runs. He gave up 3 hits, walked 1 batter. And the 1 strike pitch is hit out toward left field. Jerry Lynch, who just came into the ballgame, has his first chance. He handles the ball well and makes the catch. In the second. And the batter coming up is Chuck Hiller. The press box report on Don Clendenin is that he has been taken out of the lineup because of cramps in his leg, which is very easy to understand out here with the temperature at LaGuardia reported at 106 earlier today. Chuck Hiller, who started the ball game for the Mets with a triple off the right field fence, batting for the second time. His first triple this year, and he's batting .342. And his first pitch is swung on and foul back against the screen, strike 1. Well, Tony Cloninger has hit his second Grand Slam home run in a ball game against the Giants today. That's got to be a record. First pitch back after the foul ball is inside. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. That's his 3rd Grand Slam home run this year. He got his first against the Mets, and that's got to be a record. One time, the record for Grand Slam home runs was 4 in a year. He's got 3 now, and he's a pitcher. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bunted out to third. A great bunt. It's going to be a base hit. No throw made by the third baseman, Jose Pagan. Chuck Hiller is 2 for 2. On at first base with one man out here in the second, and the batter coming up is Ron Hunt. Record for Grand Slam home runs in a year is 5 now, held by Ernie Banks. But I don't believe any pitchers in the history of baseball have hit 3. And I know there have been no pitchers who have hit 4. So he at least ties the record if he doesn't set one. Tony Cloninger with 3 Grand Slam home runs this year and 2 in today's game against the Giants. Giants are getting slaughtered by the Braves. First pitch to Ron Hunt is in for a called strike. It's strike 1. Ron walked his first time up. Hit foul out of play, strike 2. The Atlanta Braves lead San Francisco by at least 12-0 after 3 innings. The 2 grand slams that were hit by Tony Cloninger setting an all-time record. Pitch back is inside and it's ball 1. Tony Cloninger, a pitcher for the Atlanta Braves, has hit 2 Grand Slam home runs in one ball game against the Giants, and he has become the first National League batter to ever do that in one ball game. Jim Gentile did it last in the American League. That was back in 1961. A ground ball hit down to second. Mazeroski has the ball, goes to second base, where Gene Alley covered there. And the fourth play is affected on Chuck Hiller. Ron Hunt exchanging at first. Now with 2 away, the Mets in front 3-0. The batter coming up will be Al Luplow. In the National League, nobody had over 2 Grand Slam home runs. Dick Stewart of Philadelphia and Willie Studge of the Pirates had 2. So you can see what kind of a feat that is. Lindsay had a lot of wins last year, 20 wins or more. They might make an outfielder out of him. Al Lupo, the batter, the runner going. The throw by Gonder is in time. The tag is made on the slide, and Ron Hunt is out. So Ron is thrown out for the 5th time this year. He has stolen 8 bases in 12 tries before, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. No one left on base, and the score at the end of 2, the Mets 3, the Pirates nothing. Rob Kiner along with Lindsey Nelson and Bob Murphy from Shea Stadium. Mets are leading by a score of 3-0 as the Pirates come up here in the top of the 3rd. And the first man up for Pittsburgh against Bob Friend. The second baseman, Bill Mazeroski. He tries to bunt. The ball is fouled off and strike 1. The attendance here today, 29,078. The paid attendance, 28,296. First ball game witnessed by a fine crowd on this warm afternoon. Saw the Pirates win at 8-7 as the Mets just failed to get back in the ball game in the 9th inning. They had the time run at second base, and the winning run at first was Ron Swoboda, but Ron was out. 1 strike pitch is hit on the ground by the third baseman, Chuck Hiller, down the left field line. Coming over to pick the ball up, Johnny Stevenson. He fires into second base, a perfect throw, and Mazeroski saves it first. Chuck Hiller came over to backhand the ball, but he couldn't handle it. And it went on down the line. That'll bring up the pitcher, Billy O'Dell. Let's lead 3-0. Missing the 900,000 mark here today in attendance. First first pitch to Odell was in there for a called strike. Mets now have drawn in 36 home dates 899,431. So they're just about 570 short of going to the 9-0-0-0 mark. Ground ball down at second. Ron Hunt with the ball over to the shortstop as soon. The throw on the first base is not in time, but the Mets pick up the lead runner on the fourth play at second. Bill Mazeroski forced at second base. That'll bring up the leadoff batter, Matty Alou. Matty was out on the ground ball at shortstop his first time up. Billy Odell on his first base, not using the jacket on this extremely hot afternoon. Matty Alou batting .332. He is trailing his own teammate, Matty Mota, who is batting .336. He leads the National League batting range. Roberto Clemente is batting .321. He is not playing in this ball game. He was last year's leader at the end of the season and the year before last. He led the league in batting. Pitch to Alou is bunted to third base. Chuck Keller up with it. He throws to first base in time. And moving on down to second base on the bunt is the pitcher, Billy Odell. And again, the oddity, it's being credited as a sacrifice for Matty Alou, although he was running for a base hit. The Mets are leading by a score of 3-0. So no time at bat for Matty Alou. That's a trick he must have learned from Harry Walker. And it brings up Gene Alley with a runner in scoring position. Free ride that way. If you get a base hit, it's a base hit. If you don't, it doesn't count. No time at bat. First swing by Gene Alley is grounded down in the dirt at strike one. One strike count. Bob Friend working for the Mets against the Pirates, his former teammate. The Red Sox defeated Chicago 5-2. The winning pitcher was Sheldon. The losing pitcher was Larker. A.G. a home run. Ground ball right back to Bob Friend. He grabs at the ball, knocks it down, picks it up, throws to first base in time to retire the side. No runs, one hit, no errors, and one man left on. And the score at the end of 2.5 innings, the Mets lead the Pirates nothing.
Corporation.
Now we're all set to go in the bottom half of the third, and the first batter takes the first pitch. It's in there for strike one. Al Lupo still batting. He was left at the plate when Ron Hunt was thrown out trying to steal in the second. Billy Odell working on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Mets lead 3-0. Pitch back is inside. The count now 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, the big thing with Grand Slam homers, of course, is the opportunity. The men are on base. Gil Hodges has the all-time National League record 14. You and Rogers Hornsby hit 12 each. Did you ever come close to hitting 2 in a game?
I don't know, Lindsay. Ground ball hit down to second base. Thrown over to first base by Bill Mazeroski for the out. I don't think I ever had a chance to hit 2 in one ball game. I might have had maybe 1.
That's what I was thinking about. The opportunity doesn't come up. That's the thing that makes it a tremendous record. You don't get a chance at that very much.
I know I had 13, and I got one of them as a pinch hitter. And I can't recall that I ever had more than maybe 1 or 2 chances to ever hit 2 in one ball game. And of course, I flubbed it. If it did come up. 1 away here in the third, and the batter coming up is Cleon Jones. And the pitch to Cleon is inside. It's ball 1. Incidentally, just so your arithmetic won't be misinterpreted, I hit 1 of my Grand Slam home runs in the American League.
Right.
That was a strange circumstance, too. Now the 1-0 pitch, hit high in the air into left field. Going over is Jerry Lynch. He has plenty of time. He is under the ball, and he makes the catch. I had been put in the ball game to pinch hit with the bases loaded, and I had struck out against the Tigers. It was in about the 7th inning, and I was left in the ball game and came up in the 9th inning and had the same circumstance. The bases loaded again, so I did have a chance to hit twice there with the I got it the second time. We won the ball game. Mets leading 3-0. The batter is Eddie Cranepool. Eddie singled his first time up, and he almost gets hit as Billy O'Dell comes in with a hard fastball about letter high, and Eddie has to spin away. It's ball one. Now the 1-0 delivery, taken low, and it's ball two. 2 balls and no strikes. The Angels defeated Cleveland 10-2 today in their first game. In the second game, they're leading 1-0 after 3. Kansas City defeated Detroit 3-0 in their first game. The second game is not underway. 2-0 pitch is lying toward short. It goes on by Gene Alley in the left center field. He tried to backhand the short hop and couldn't find it. And Cranepool is on with his second base hit. And with 2 men away, the batter coming up is John Stevenson. First pitch to John is a fastball inside. He jumps away. It's ball one. Boston defeated Chicago 5-2. In that ball game, Gene Freese was hit in the head by a pitch ball, and they had to take him off the field. That is the first of 2. Minnesota scheduled against Baltimore. Next pitch is inside again. It's ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Jim Perry pitching for the Twins against McNally for the Orioles. 2-ball count on the left-hand batter, Johnny Stevenson, who was put in the ball game to hit against the right-hand pitcher, whom he never saw. Next pitch is hit foul, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Cranepool back to first base. Final game of this 4-game series. The Pirates won the first ball game. The Mets won the second. The Pirates won the third, and now the Mets lead in the fourth, 3-0, with 2 men out the bottom half of the third. And the next pitch to the plate is swung on and missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Batting 194. And his next pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. And Billy O'Dell gets his second strikeout, and this one retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. And the score at the end of 3. The Mets 3, the Pirates nothing. Call 249-7750 for information. That's 249-7750 for information. Right now, we go to the top of the fourth. The score 3-0 in favor of the Mets, and here is Lindsey Nelson.
Thank you very much, Ralph Kiner. It's Manny Mota coming up now to lead off. He's been up 1 time. Actually, was bunting for a base hit, but it was scored as a sacrifice, so officially he was not charged with a time at bat. Bob Friend pitching against his former teammates, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mota wants to have Stan Landis, the umpire, look at the ball. He does, and he leaves it to play. Hitting .336 and leading the National League at bat. Bob Friend's delivery, and it is low for a ball. Waiting on deck is Willie Stargell, now playing first base. Some kind of day in Candlestick Park, San Francisco. Here's a swing at a foul ball coming back and out of play. The Braves are leading the San Francisco Giants 14-1. Going to the bottom of the 5th, Ray Sadecki has just hit a home run for the Giants. Make it 13-2. Right here, the Mets are leading the Pirates by a score of 3-0. The Pirates won the first game 8-7. Here's a pitch missing outside. 2-1. Taken there by Bertu. A long throw, and it's on by Cranepool. Rebounds off the fence, and holding at first base is Mota. It's an error charged against Bertu. Sturgill is hitting .322. Now with a pitch to the big left-hand batter, swung on and fouled off on the ground back at first at strike one. Mets have an infield of Ed Craneville at first, Ron Hunt at second, Ed Pursuit at shortstop, and Chuck Hiller at third. Johnny Stevenson is in left, Leon Jones is in center, and Al Luplo is in right field. Gets off in at the side. Sets, checks, and deals, and it's inside. 1-1 now to Sturgill. And has the side. Sets, checks, and deals, and it's inside. 1-1 now to Sturgill. Right after this game, the Mets will be leaving by bus for Philadelphia, where they'll play a twilight doubleheader against the Phillies tomorrow night. We'll be on the air at 6 p.m. Here's a swing and a foul ball off to the left side and out of play. Ball carried way back into the lower deck. Did you hear a crowd reaction to a catch made back there by a youngster? Well, he isn't that young, really. 1-2 to count to Sturgill. Behind the runner, Manny Motor at first. And this is a 1-2 delivery. Swung on it. Deep to right. Way back. It's out of here. Going. And all gone off the scoreboard. And high off the scoreboard beyond the right field wall. A 2-run homer for Willie Sturgill off Bob Friend. It's the Mets 3 and the Pirates 2. Pagan is coming up now for Pittsburgh. Or Sturgill, his 17th home run of this season. He gave that one a long ride. Hit well up on the scoreboard. Now Bob Friend's pitch. Behind it on the ground and a foul ball back to third. Taken by manager Harry Walker on the coaching line. Johnny Pesky coaching at first base and manager Walker coaching at third. Pirates 2 in the top half of the fourth inning of the second game. The guy leads at first. Bob Friend's pitch is high and tight. It's ball one. Takes his lead at first. Craneville holds against him, and here's a pitch. Swung on and foul back. Out of play. 1-1 to count. Jesse Gonder is waiting on deck. Gander came to the major leagues with the Cincinnati Reds. He went to the New York Yankees, back to the Cincinnati Reds, and to the New York Mets, and to the Milwaukee Braves, who placed him on their minor league roster unprotected, and he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pitch is inside low for a ball. Gander's hitting 174. Rob Gardner's up and throwing now in the Met bullpen. Swing and a miss. Down a 1-1 to Gander. Bill Mazeroski is on deck. The hits are all even in this game right now at 5 each, with the Mets leading by a score of 3-2. 1-1 delivery to Gander. Swung on it, fouled off, and the foul ball cuts the hand of Met catcher Jerry Grody. Takes a little walk around while the pain subsides. 1-2 the count to Gander at the plate. Pagan at third, representing tying run with nobody out. Jerry Lynch, the runner at first. Here's a 1-2 delivery, swung on and missed, and a big strikeout for Bob Friend if he got Gander. Bill Mazeroski's up one time and had a base hit. Overall is hitting .253.
Second baseman.
Bob Friend reads the sign of catcher Jerry Grody. Pitch is in for a call strike to Mazeroski. Pitcher Billy Odell is waiting on deck. And again checks the runners and deals a pitch to Maz that's inside low. So the count is leveled at 1-1. The Pirates are batting here in the top half of the fourth inning at Shea Stadium in New York. Bob Friend checks. Pirates leading at first and third. 1-1 delivery. Hit deep to left. It's way back there. Going, and it is gone for a home run for Mazeroski. A 3-run homer, and the Pirates lead in the game by a score of 5-3. Home run number 6 for Bill Mazeroski. And now manager Wes Western is going to the mound. Pitcher Billy Odell scheduled up for the Pirates. Detroit, nothing in the first game. Half inning is gone of the second game. Kansas City, nothing. Detroit coming to bat. Jim Nash against Frankie Gehry. Red Sox beat the White Sox 5-2 in the first game. Second game is Sigmund against John. The end of the half inning, Minnesota nothing. Baltimore coming to bat. Terry against McNally. Right here, Pirates 5, Mets 3. Billy O'Dell is up, right-hand batter. Here's the pitch. In for a called strike. One man out, nobody on base. 5 runs in the inning. Strike 1-6. Swung on it on the ground to third. Chuck Ellery streaks, gets the big hop. Plays it across the drain pool in time. O'Dell grounds out third to first, 2 away, and Matty Alou will be the batter. Grounded out and sacrificed, although he was running for a base hit in the third inning. Matty Alou is the left-hand batter. Pitch is low for a ball. Final score, Houston 3, the Cincinnati Reds 1. Larry Dirk the winner, and Hank Fisher is the loser. Don Pavletic and Chuck Harrison had home runs. Inside to Alou. 2-0. Left-hand pitcher, Rob Gardner, working the left-hand batter, Matty Alou. Breaking ball low. Gardner goes behind, 3-0. Pirates 5, Mets 3 in the top half of the fourth inning. That's in for a call strike, 3-1. Alou backs out now to take a look for a sign. 3-1 delivery. Low, and he walked. The first walk issued by Rob Gardner. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is WGY Schenectady, where you will hear Meet the Press following the completion of today's Mets baseball game.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner here at Shea Stadium in New York, where the Pirates are leading the Mets 5-3. Here's a pitch to Gene Alley. Swung on it, missed for strike 1. The Pirates won the first game here today by a score of 8-7. Gardner's pitch in there for a called strike. 2-strike count to Gene Alley with 2 men out. Alley is the 9th man to come up here in the fourth inning for the Pirates. Again, Gardner checks. Here's a 2-strike pitch, and it's low, 1-2. Takes his lead. 1-2 pitch to Alley. Swung on it on the ground, foul, back at third. Taken on the coaching line to third by manager Harry Walker. And the count is 1-2. Manny Moto waiting on deck. For the strikeout. The first for Gardner. Side is out as the Pirates got 5 runs. On 4 hits, there was an error and a man left. And the score at the end of 3.5 innings is the Pirates 5 in the next 3.
This is WGY News. This is the sound that means news. Up to the minute, concise, and complete. From the facilities of NBC, Associated Press, United Press International, the United States Weather Bureau, a staff of stringers throughout a 26-county area, and a newsroom staff of experienced news people, WGY keeps you informed of the latest happenings. More than 20 times a day in regularly scheduled newscasts from 6 in the morning to midnight, WGY brings you the latest news from around the world, around the area, and across the street. And when something newsworthy happens, you get it in bulletin form when it happens. All this, plus specialized programs on farm news, sports, weather, and business, make WGY's news department your best information center for what's going on in the world today.
Now the Mets are trailing by 2 runs as they come up here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and Ed Pursuit is coming up. He hit a grand slam homer in the first game here today. Has been up one time in this game and drew a walk. Facing left-hander Billy O'Dell, working in relief of starter Don Cardwell, who is now off the hook. Swing and a miss for strike one. Big batter down left field says, I love Jerry Grody. Whose batter that is. Here's a pitch. And it's low for a ball. 1-1. Jerry Grody is on deck right now. 1-1 offering. Check. He did not break the wrist, and it is 2 balls and 1 strike. Grody started this way. Oh, the Pursuit started. O'Dell reads the sign of catcher Jesse Gonder, and the 2-1 pitch is low. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Ed Pursuit. Right in there for a called strike 2. So it's out full now, 3-2 to Pursuit. Payoff pitch is in there for a called strike 3, and Pursuit throws the bat away. 3rd strikeout for O'Dell. Jerry Grody's coming up. One time it struck out. Billy O'Dell was traded from the Atlanta Braves to the Pittsburgh Pirates. In exchange for Don Schwall, he said he really didn't know whether he could report or not because he gave a lot of attention to his farm in South Carolina. Pitch is in for a called strike. And I suppose that indecision lasted until, the first payday, which came right away. Here's a pitch, and it's outside for a ball. 1-1. O'Dell is a native of South Carolina. He attended Clemson College. 1-1 pitch. Swung on it on the ground foul. Back to 3rd and out of play. 1-2 now to Grody. Rob Gardner, the pitcher, is on deck. 1-2 offering. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. He's trying to check it. 4 strikeouts for O'Dell. 2 away for the Mets. In the bottom of the 4th, and Rob Gardner is coming up. He's been up one time. He is coming up for his first time. Bob Friend was up one time and tried to left. talk between games of today's doubleheader about the fact that he throws left and bats right. Asked him why. He said just when he grew up that there were a lot of youngsters who did that. Here's a pitch in for a call strike. Here's strike county. We just started with that. He said there were 5 or 6 youngsters in his neighborhood who threw left and batted right.
Let's hear it tell us when the left-hand bats around.
Here's strike delivery. Low for a ball. And that was a pretty good neighborhood, by the way. That area has turned out some pretty good ball players. Like Tommy Agee, Billy Williams, Willie McCovey, Henry Aaron, Leon Jones. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and it is lined up the center for a Rob Gardner base hit. Mighty a little over, but it plays it back in. Gardner's on at first for the base hit. 2 men out, and Chuck Hiller's coming up. That is Gardner's 5th hit of this season. Been up 32 times now. Chuck Hiller tripled and had a bunt single so far, 2 for 2. Hitting .351. On away for a ball. Chuck has not been at bat nearly enough to be listed among the league leaders. He's only been up 74 times. Takes about 150 at this time of year. Here's a swing and a miss. 1-1 to count to Chuck Hiller. Pittsburgh 5, the Mets 3. Gonda walks the ball back out to Billy O'Dell. Jim Pagliarone caught the first game here today for the Pirates. We're in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Hiller swinging the bat as he waits. Bob Gardner takes the lead at first. This is a 1-1 pitch. Drawn and fouled off and out of play. 1-2 now to Hiller. Here's a 1-2 pitch high. Gonder reaching way up to home. That went out. 2-2 to Chuck Hiller. We'll be on the air from Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Bring you both games of the doubleheader between the Mets and the Phillies, the holiday twin bill. This is a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and 3 strikeouts in the inning. For O'Dell, he has 5 overall. For the Mets, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And the score at the end of 4 full innings is Pirates 5 to Mets 3. Well, Mets fans, you can meet your favorite Mets player through the Mets Fan Club, and you can get all sorts of information and a list of the dates available by writing to Met Fan Club, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York, zip code 11368. Or, if it's more convenient for you, you can pick up that very same information at any of the regular Met ticket outlets. Some of the future dates are July 29th, West Western, August 6th, Ron Swoboda, August 16th, Ed Pursuit, August 17th, Ken Boyer, September 2nd, Bob Taylor, September 3rd, Ron Hunt. At the same time, the Lady Met Club invites you to bring a used toy, not a broken toy, but a used toy to the fan club room. And it will be sent to a hospital or an orphanage in the name of the player that you are visiting. Four-inning total here at Shea Stadium in the second game of the doubleheader for the Pirates. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. For the Mets, 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Greatest team of our time. Let's go Mets. Motor sacrifice was on a throwing error by Ed for two at shortstop. Left-hander Rob Gardner. Distant windup. Here's the pitch in there for a called strike. The lights have been turned on here at Shea Stadium. Ken Gardner's pitch to the right-hand batter goes low and away. With Motor at the plate, Willie Stargell is on deck. And the pitch. Swung on. That's fouled off. Back's out of play. The Mets got 3 runs in the bottom half of the first inning, but the Pirates came back to pick up 5 off Bob Friend in the top of the fourth. Low and away for a ball. Here's a pitch. And it's low. Full count of 3-2 now. And the pitch is outside and low, and it's a walk, a leadoff walk to Manny Mota. Second base on ball dictated by Rob Gardner. Willie Stargell coming up at a 2-run homer. That was against right-hand pitcher Bob Friend. Right now he's facing left-hander Rob Gardner. Pitch is bunted on and missed for strike one. On the message board now in right field, pitcher Tony Cloninger of the Braves has hit 2 grand slam home runs against the Giants. He is the first player in National League history to do it. That starts the fans' budget. Now Stargell around the bunt, lays off the pitcher's in the strike zone. 2-strike count. Tomorrow the Mets are going to pitch Bob Shaw in one of the games against the Bills, and well, it'll be Jack Fisher now with Gardner working here. Here's a curveball in for a called strike. One away, Manny Mota holding it first, and Jose Pagat coming up. Grounded out and had a base hit. Gardner checks the runner, deals a pitch, and it's in there for a called strike. The Pirates are leading 5-3 as Gardner throws over to first, but not in time to get Manny Mota. Here's a pitch outside. It's 1-1. Reading the sign of catcher Jerry Grody. Been back there in both games as today's doubleheader, although Hawktail finished up the first game. Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw to second, hot takes the throw, and he goes on out to center field now through his glove. All around is Manny Mota, having held up at third base as the ball is returned by Jones. It is going to be scored as a stolen base and an error on Grody on the throw. With his 6th stolen base. Jose Pagan swung and missed on the pitch. The count to him now is 1-2. Let's bring the infield in, and here is Pagan around in bunting position. Pitch was inside. Brody is contending that he offered to bunt it. Dan Landis says he laid off, so it's 2-2. Trying a safety squeeze. They have the fifth. And it's low. The count is run full at 3-2. Manny Mota bluffing down the line. Gardner works straight away on the payoff pitch, and it's lined into left for a base hit, scoring Manny Mota from third base. Stevenson up with the ball, plays it back. Pagan is on with a single to left, a run batted in. The Pirates lead by a score now of 6-3. Jerry Lynch is scheduled up, but it's going to be Roberto Clemente coming out to bat for Lynch. Since the Mets have gone to a left-hand pitcher, manager Harry Walker's bringing Clemente out. He played the entire first game. Clemente is batting for the season 321 with 12 homers and 48 runs batted in. Checks to the pitch to the right-hand batter that's in there for a call strike. Jim Pagliarone with the catching gear on. No, it isn't Pagliarone. It's reading Jerry May moving out there now with the catching gear on. Here's the pitch high. So Jesse Gonda apparently is being replaced also. Outside. 2-1 to Clemente. Final score in the National League. The St. Louis Cardinals have shut out the Los Angeles Dodgers 2-0. Don Drysdale takes another loss. Here's a pitch to Clemente low. Larry Johnston gets the win for the Cardinals. He's 3-2. And Don Drysdale now has won 5 games and lost 11. To Clemente. Slow curveball hit on the ground, foul on the third baseline, out of play. Full count now, 3-2. Base runner Jose Pagan returning to first. And the Mets 3 in the top half of the fifth inning. Here's a payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. A foul off, I beg your pardon. He got a little bit of the bat on it to foul it off. Count holds full at 3 until they had the running going when they began at first on the pitch. Up there for the last 2 years, the batting champion of the National League. In all, he has held that title 3 times. When he goes, here's a swing and a drive foul on the right field line into the seats out of play. They get the run again. To get a side. He has it now. The guy leads at first. He's running. He's swinging a ground ball towards second. Taken by Hardy. He'll go to first. And time to get Clemente and does with the guy arriving safely at second, moving up there on the hit and run. 2 away. Now Jerry May is coming up for his first time in the game. He's hitting 167. He's been up 18 times this year and had 3 hits, 1 triple. He has 1 run batted in. May batting for Gonda. ball in for a call strike two. They drafted Jesse Gonder from the Braves before the start of this season. Perhaps the greatest draft selection of all time was Roberto Clemente, drafted from the Brooklyn Dodger organization. They had him in Montreal. Here's a swing and a miss on a curveball, and Jerry May strikes out. Third one for Rob Gardner. But the Pirates get a run on a hit, a walk, no errors and one left to score at the end of 4.5 innings. Pittsburgh Pirates 6 and the New York Mets 3. Going down to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Clemente stays in the ball game for the Pittsburgh Pirates and is playing right field. Jerry May, of course, stays in the game in place of Gonder. Moda moves over to left field. Now here's the pitch to Ron Hart, and it's high for a ball. So Clemente bats in Leslie's place in the batting order, and May bats in Gander's place. Here's a pitch in for a call strike. Ron Hart has walked and hit into fourth place so far today. Pirates leading the Mets by a score of 6-3 here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Billy Odell's pitch is lined into center field for a base hit. Picked up by Matty Alou and played back, and Ron Hart takes and holds for the leadoff single for the Mets here in the bottom half of the fifth. That'll bring up Al Luplo. Single to drive and a run in the first inning, and grounded out second to first. Overall, Luplo's hitting .239 for the Mets. He's a left-hand batter. The Pirates won the first game of today's doubleheader by a score of 8-7. Here's a swing and a miss for strike one. In that first game, at one point, the Pirates led 8-1, but the Mets battled back. And it ended 8-7. With the Mets threatening right up till the last out of the ball game in the bottom half of the ninth. That leads at first. Willie Stargell holds against him. Here's a swing and a foul ball back at third into the seats and out of play. Two-strike count to Al Luplo. And Ron Hunt takes his lead, and here's the two-strike delivery. John Allen moves out into short left. Going out is the shortstop, Gene Alley, to make the catch. And coming back to first is Ron Hunt. Alley raced that into short left field. He gloved the short pop out there, and it'll be Cleon Jones coming up with one man out. Cleon had a sacrifice fly to Simpson, driving a run in the first inning. He flied to left in the third inning. Jones is hitting .284. Afternoon and early evening shadows have begun to lengthen here at Shea Stadium. Covered practically all of the infield area now, most of the left field area. Now the pitch is low for a ball. Right field and center field still bathed in bright, warm sunshine, and it's been warm sunshine today. At one point this afternoon, the official temperature at LaGuardia was reported at 106 degrees. There's a swing and a drive to left field for Cleon Jones. Up with it out there is Matty Moda playing it back. Holding it second is Ron Hunt, and Cleon's on with a single to left. That's that runners first and second, one man out, and it's Greenville coming up, representing potential tying run at the plate. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Is WGY in Schenectady, for you will hear Meet the Press following the completion of today's Mets baseball game.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner at Shea Stadium. Detroit on it, live at the center from base hit. Green light for Ron Hunter-Kennedy. Robinson is coming on. Leon Jones holds it second. Hunt scores, and out at first for the Pirates. Put on a rock out of down his head. Greenville. It's the Pirates 6 and the Mets 4, and the Mets now have a potential tying run on base with another left-hand batter. John Stevens is scheduled up. However, that's going to be all for Billy O'Dell because manager Harry Walker is coming out of the dugout going ever so slowly to the mound. When he crosses that third baseline, it's all over for O'Dell. Replacement of the pitcher is mandatory. The line goes down to the Pirates bullpen. So now the gate opens, and it is McBean who is coming in. Alvin O'Neill McBean, a right-hand pitcher, coming in to replace Billy O'Dell. Billy O'Dell in relief of Don Caldwell, who started. McBean will be making his 23rd appearance in this season. All of them in relief. He has a record of 2 wins and 1 loss. He appeared against the Mets on June 1st for a third of an inning, no runs, no hits. Appeared against the Mets on the 29th of April for a third of an inning, no runs, 1 hit. Now as he comes in to bring us up to date on scores of other games all around the majors, here's Bob Murphy.
All right, Lindsay, the Phillies defeated the Cubs 6-2. Mule was the winner, 7 to lose. Bill White and Richie Allen hit home runs. For Richie Allen, that's his 19th. 19-year-old Larry Durfer pitched a 5-hitter as the Houston Astros down Cincinnati 3-1. Hank Fisher was the loser. And the game-winning wallop was a 3-run homer by first baseman Chuck Harrison. Larry Jasker shut out the Dodgers with a 3-hitter. As the Cardinals defeated the Dodgers 2-0, the loser is Don Drysdale. Big Don now has won 5 and lost 11. And in the wild ball game at Candlestick Park, the Atlanta Braves lead the San Francisco Giants 15-3 at the end of 8. 7 home runs have been hit in that ball game, including 2 grand slams by Tony Cloninger, the Atlanta pitcher. Henry Aaron is at his 25th. Joe Torre started the whole thing off with a 3-run homer in the first inning. Bobby Richardson homered in the 11th to win it for the Yankees. They beat Washington 6-5. Ramos, the winner in relief, and Klein, the loser. Mantle, Lopez, and Ellie Howard also homered for the Yankees. Brinkman hit a 3-run homer in the 9th inning to tie the game up for Washington. The Angels beat Cleveland 10-2 in the opener. Home runs by Fregosi and Adcock, Burnett, the winner, and Bell, the loser. The second game is tied 3-3. At the end of 6 1/2. Raditz in relief of Tiant, Burnett in relief for the Angels. Kansas City beat Detroit 3-0, a 5-hit shutout by Lou Krause. 0-0 at the end of 2 innings in the second game, but now Danny Cater has hit a 3-run homer for the A's in the third. Boston 5, Chicago 2 in the first game. Red Sox lead 2-0 after an inning and a half in the second game. Minnesota and Baltimore scoreless after 2 1/2. Lindsay?
All right, Bob Murphy, the left-hand batter Johnny Stevenson up. Right-hand pitcher Al McBean delivers inside low for a ball. The Mets have Leon Jones at second hit. Greenville on at first. Greenville has 3 base hits in this game. 4 for 5 today.
Actually 2-0 after an inning and a half in the second game. Minnesota and Baltimore scoreless after 2 1/2. Lindsay?
All right, Bob Murphy, the left-hand batter Johnny Stevenson up. Right-hand pitcher Al McBean delivers inside low for a ball. The Mets have Leon Jones at second hit. Greenville on at first. Greenville has 3 base hits in this game. 4 for 5 today. He's raised his batting average from 211 to 225. Stevenson now waits, swings, and fouls it off. On the ground back to first. Johnny has hit into a fourth play and struck out so far today. it well in front of him. So apparently he lost it in the late afternoon sun. And it is now Pittsburgh 6 and the Mets 5. Greenpool is at second and Johnny Stevenson is at first. One man out. The New York Mets battling back. The two walked and struck out at a grand slam home in the first game here today. Alvin O'Neill Magbean off the stretch, and here's the pitch. Fastball in for a call strike. That last run was charged against Mitty Odell. Now Magbean. Where the pitch hits in the dirt, it's blocked by Jerry May out in front of the plate. No advance. Greenpool at second and Johnny Stevenson at first. The Pirates have 6 runs on 7 hits. The Mets have 5 runs on 10 hits. Mets have scored 2 here in the bottom half of the fifth. Al McBean once came to a Pirate training camp as a photographer to film the activities and stayed to be a pitcher. Here's a 1-1 pitch. In for a call, strike 2 to hit for 2. It's 1-2. The fastball at the knee. Now McBean checks, deals a 1-2 pitch, flying it on the ground to the right side, going through for a base hit. Greenpool gets the green light. Clemente up with the ball. He's thrown to the plate. It'll be close. He's found. He is safe. With a hand on the plate. Greenpool is safe at the plate. Jerry May was trying to block it, and Greenpool was partially blocked off. But got around as the throw was a couple of feet up the third baseline. He scrambled around with a hand on the plate, and the score is tied at 6-6. That run also statistically is charged against Billy Odell. Holding at second, Johnny Stevenson, and hit pursues is on, but the ground single to right and the run batted in. Now Jerry Good is coming up, still 1 man out. Jack Hamilton is up and throwing in the Mets bullpen now, as Gordy bats number 8 in the batting order, and pitcher Ron Gardner is scheduled up next. Pitch is blowing away in the dirt, and it's blocked by Jerry May, and Harry Walker comes out of the dugout and he's on his way to the mound. The manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates is looking down to his bullpen. He said Clyde King, his pitching coach, down there, and the sign is gone to the bullpen now for somebody else. That's got to be all for McBean. Statistically speaking, McBean has worked the 2 batters, has allowed no runs charged against him. 2 hits, struck out 9 and walked none. Nobody has come through that gate down there yet. We're expecting somebody momentarily. And it's Tommy Sisk, a right-hander. Young Tommy Sisk, a right-hander, is being brought on to pitch for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sisk will be making his 15th appearance of this season. He has won 2 games and he has lost 1. His lifetime record against the Mets is 1-0. And now a correction. It is Steve Blass. A correction, it is not Sisk, it is Steve Blass who is coming through there. Sisk is throwing also in the bullpen, but the pitch is going to be Blass. So he'll be coming on to work through Jerry Grudy. And Blass will be the 4th pitcher of this ballgame for the Pirates. Don Cardwell started, worked the 3rd of an inning. Billy Odell came on and worked 3 2/3. McBean has worked the 2 batters, and now it is Steve Blass, who was the starting pitcher in yesterday's game, won by the Mets. Totals to this point for the Mets, 6 runs on 11 hits. And for the Pirates, 6 runs on 7 hits. And Blast will be coming into a situation here of net runners at first and second. Johnny Stevenson at second, Edward Stewart's first. 1 man out, and Jerry Gordy coming up. He's been up twice and struck out both times. A Sunday doubleheader at Shea Stadium in New York, and tomorrow night, a Monday twilight doubleheader, the Mets at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia against the Philadelphia Phillies. Mets will be there Tuesday night and Wednesday night and Thursday afternoon. Then moving on to Pittsburgh for a twilight doubleheader next Friday night. Single game on Saturday afternoon and a single game on Sunday afternoon. And we'll conclude the road trip. Jerry Gordy now in and waiting as Steve Blass leads the side of catcher Jerry May. Runners lead at first and second. 1-0 pitch. Run out, hit on the ground. A fair ball down the third base line. Rounding third and coming home is Johnny Stevenson. Rounding third and getting a green light now is Edward Sue. Throw comes in, no play on him. Holding it is the cutoff man. 2 runs in. It's a stand-up double for Jerry Gordy. 2 runs batted in, and the Mets lead by a score of 8-6. That ball was slammed between third baseman Jose Pagan and the bag. Actually, Pagan, in trying to get to the ball, came across the line after it had gone through. He collided with umpire Jorge Donatelli. The ball continued down the left field line, and left fielder Manny Mota came over. Missed the ricochet coming off the wall. 2 runs scored, and Gordy went to second. Now pitcher Rob Gardner's coming up as the Mets have taken a 2-run lead. Both of those runs are charged statistically against Al McBean, who is pitcher of record at this moment for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Gardner is pitcher of record at this moment for the New York Mets. Steve Blass with a pitch foul action on a play for strike 1. Gardner's been up 1 time and had a single to center. Mets now have 8 runs on 12 hits. Steve Blass off the stretch, pitch to Gardner, and it's in there for a call, strike 2. 1 man out for the Mets. Mets have battled back to get 5 runs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Steve Blass checks the runner at second, deals a pitch fastball in there for a call, strike 3. First strikeout for Blass, 2 away for the Mets. Chuck Hiller is coming up, the 9th man to come up here for the Mets in the bottom of the 5th. Hiller tripled, had a bunt single, and struck out. Mets have 5 runs on 6 hits at this point in this inning. Chuck Hiller is hitting .347 for the season. Steve Blass checks, deals a pitch, breaking down into the dirt for ball 1. And Blass checks the runner at second base. Fair ball hit to left field, and it's going to be in there for a base hit. On 5. Mota coming down to score. It's Jerry Gordy, and sliding into second is Hiller. on 13 hits in 1 hour. Pittsburgh 6 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Now for the Mets, Roy McMillan is taking over at shortstop, and Ed Pursuit is moving to first base, with Craneville coming out of the ballgame. Craneville apparently was shaken up on the slide at the plate, and he has come out of the ballgame. Fouls the ball back and out of play. Bob Bailey is on deck now for the Pirates, where pitcher Steve Blass scheduled next up. Swinging a foul ball to the right side and out of play. Pirates batting in the top of the sixth. Bullpen. Here's a slow curveball hit on the ground through the hole into left for a base hit. So the Pirates get a leadoff single here in the top of the sixth. Nazarowski with his third hit of the ballgame. The Pirates won the first game of the day's doubleheader by a score of 8-7. Bob Bailey's got a bat now for Steve Blass. Bailey is hitting .246 with 4 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Shortstop. Bob Gardner checks and deals a curveball that is high. We have a report on the condition of Ed Craneville. We'll pass along after this pitch. It is swung on and hit in the air to center field. Leon Jones hanging back now has to race in, and he gets there and makes the catch. Leon misjudged that one for a moment and was settling underneath and then had to race in to make the catch. Holding at first, Nazarowski, Matty Alou coming up. The report from the clubhouse is that on the slide at the plate, Ed Craneville was cut on both legs and will require stitches on both legs. Jerry May, the catcher, trying to block him off, and that's where the contact was before Craneville grabbed the plate with his bare hand. And in the scramble, May cut Craneville on both legs. Here is a pitch in for a call strike, a fastball. Matty Alou asking for one, a sacrifice and a walk in this game. The Mets lead 9-6. Pitch is in for a call, strike 2. We're in the top half of the 6th inning. Two-strike delivery, swung on, and is a strikeout for Ron Gardner. His 4th of the ballgame. And Gene Alley's coming up. He's 1 for 3 in this game. On both legs, and they will not require stitches. Two Pirates out here in the top of the 6th. Here's a pitch high and away. 1-1 to shortstop Gene Alley at the plate. pitcher. Luplo had a single to drive in a run in the first inning and later scored himself. He is 1 for 3, batting .233 for the season. On deck for the Mets, who have 9 runs on 13 hits, and the Pirates have 6 runs on 8 hits. It's a change. It's in there for a call, strike 2. Now, 2-strike delivery. Swung on and hit in the air to left. Manny Mota is racing back. He gets to the edge of the warning track and puts it away. Ball was well hit by Luplo to left. 1 man out, and Cleon Jones is the batter. 1 for 2 in a sacrifice fly. Cleon Jones up. McMillan's on deck. Works the pitch outside for a ball. For the Pirates, Jim Pagliarone caught the first game. Jesse Gondish started this game as the catcher and then was replaced by Jerry Mays. Here's a pitch outside. In that wild and woolly county fair contest at Candlestick Park in San Francisco, final score: the Atlanta Braves 17, the San Francisco Giants 3. Tony Collier, the winner, and was he ever the winner? That's his 9th win, by the way. He had 2 Grand Slam home runs, swinging a foul ball off and out of play. 2 Grand Slam home runs in 1 game, something that no National Leaguer ever did before. Joe Gibbon, the losing pitcher for the Giants. Really in the first, Sadecki in the third. Other home runs by Joe Torre, Rico Cardi, Ray Sadecki, and Henry Aaron. Number 25 for Henry Aaron. Swinging a foul ball, backing out of play. Count of 2-2 now. Cleon Jones with 1 man out and nobody on base. Pete Mickelson with the pitch. And it's a breaking ball, low and away. Runs the count on full at 3-2. Payoff pitch, and it's on the way. Hit on the ground to short. Gene Alley gloves it, straightens up and fires across to Willie Stargell in time to get a speeding Cleon Jones. 2 away. Now Roy McMillan coming up for his first time in the game. Ed Kranepool was 3 for 3 in this game before he went out as a result of being injured in the slide at the plate. Is low for a ball. McMillan is hitting 159 for the season. He has 7 runs batted in. 1-0 pitch. Line at the left center up the alley. It's in there for a base hit. And it is gloved on a high hop by Mota. McMillan's on his way to second, and he goes in standing with a stand-up double. McMillan hitting that one up the alley, and it took a high hop and was almost over the head of Manny Mota. He managed to glove it, keep it from going all the way to the wall. And brings up left-hand batter Johnny Stevenson, who singled a drive in a run in the bottom of the 5th. He's 1 for 3 in the game. Stevenson playing left field in this game as is now 2-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled off. And we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This WGY 810 in Schenectady. Meet the Press will follow the Mets baseball game.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Bob Murphy and Ralph Kiner at Shea Stadium. 2-1 delivery to Stevenson. Inside low. 3-1. Jim Perry of the Minnesota Twins has hit a home run for the fifth to tie the score against Baltimore. It's Minnesota 2, Baltimore 2, with the Twins still batting in the top of the fifth. What are they for hitting pitchers? Monica has 2 grand slammers. This is Jim Perry with a home run. This is low, and Johnny Stevenson draws a walk. He gives the Mets runners at first and second with 2 men out, and brings up Ed Pursuit, who had a grand slam homer for the Mets in the first game. He's 1 for 2 and a walk in this game. Single to drive and a run in the fifth. Won the first game of today's doubleheader here by a score of 8-7, and the Mets are leading in this game by a score of 9-6. Pitches in for a call strike to hit for 2. Runners lead at first and second. Breaking pitch right in there for a call strike 2 to pursue. Jerry Grody's waiting around on deck. 2-strike delivery. Swung on and missed. It's a strikeout. Mickelson getting his first as he got pursued. For the Mets, no runs, 1 hit, no walk, no runs, and 2 left. The score at the end of 6 is the Mets 9, the Pirates 6. We go to the 7th inning, and Manny Mota will lead off with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Manny in this game has sacrificed, reached on an error, and reached on a walk. Manny hitting .333, the right-hand batter, and the pitch by Gardner is a fastball for a strike. Willie Stargell on deck, and then Jose Pagan. It's low outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. On Manny Mota. And the fastball is taken high. The count goes to 2-1. Mets had the early lead, 3-0. Pittsburgh had a 5-run 4th inning to go out in front 5-3. A swing and a miss, 2-2. And the Pirates picked up another run in the 5th inning, and they were in front 6-3. When the Mets broke out, scoring 6 runs in their half of the 5th inning. So it is 9-6 New York, and we're in the top half of the 7th. Rob Gardner winds the 2-2 delivery. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. 5 strikeouts since Gardner came on in relief of starter Bob Friend. Brings up Willie Stargell. Stargell hit a 2-run homer in the 4th inning. It was his 17th home run of the year. Pittsburgh Pirates in this 4-game series have hit 11 home runs. Slow curve, outside and low. It's ball 1. They hit 4 home runs in the first game of the series. They hit 2 in yesterday's game, 1 by the Mets. They hit 3 in the first game today, and they have 2 in this one. Ground ball hit down to first. Ed Pursuit grabs it, throws to Gardner covering, and Stargell is out. 2 men down. Now 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 7th. The hitter is Jose Pagan. Pagan had 2 for 5 in the first game, and he has 2 for 3 in this game. New York 9 runs, 14 hits. Pittsburgh 6 runs on 8 hits. Gardner into his windup, and the pitch on the way. Fastball just outside. That one didn't miss by much. 1 ball and no strikes. with his 4 hits in the doubleheader today, has hiked his batting average to 273. 1-1 pitch by Gardner is inside and low, 2 balls and a strike. Next weekend, the Mets play a 4-game set in Pittsburgh with a doubleheader Friday night. The game next Sunday is a single afternoon ball game. After the game next Sunday, the 3-day break for the All-Star game. The All-Star game will be July 12th, Tuesday in St. Louis. It'll be a week from Tuesday. The outfield around toward left against right-hand hitter Jose Pagan. He holds up. Fastball a little high, 3 balls and a strike. Now Gardner looking into Grody for his sign. 2 outs and nobody on. 3-1 delivery by Rob, and it's low, ball 4. Pagan goes to first on a walk. That is the 3rd walk given up by Rob Gardner since he relieved Bob Friend. Now the hitter is Roberto Clemente. Roberto has been up only once, and he bounced out second to first. Clemente hitting at 320. Bill Hepler starts warming up. A line drive, a base hit right down the right field line. Ball is going into the corner. Luplow comes up with it, rounding third and being held up by Harry Walker is Jose Pagan, and Clemente goes in with a double. For Roberto Clemente, his 14th double of the year. He's a right-hand batter, and he hit a line drive down the right field line, just there, and then into the corner. Luplow did a good job of playing that ball coming out of the corner. And now Wes Westrom is going out to talk to Rob Gardner. Jack Hamilton warming in the bullpen along with Bill Hepler. 2 men in scoring position for the Pirates now. Jerry May, the catcher, will be coming up. He's a right-hand batter. So Wes Westrom is on the mound. And now the sign is going to the bullpen, and Jack Hamilton will come in. Jack Hamilton being brought in by manager Wes Westrom. Rob Gardner replaced Bob Friend in the 4th inning with 1 man out. Rob pitches 3 1/3. At the moment, Rob Gardner has given up 1 run, allowed 3 hits, walked 3 and struck out 5. Good relief job by Rob Gardner on this blistering hot day. Now he is yielding to right-hander Jack Hamilton. In the spot, the Pirates have 2 men in scoring position, and they have a right-hand batter coming up. So manager Wes Westrom making a move. Nothing he would like better than to get out of this situation with the 2 men left stranded in scoring position. Hamilton saved the ball game yesterday for Dennis Radman and the New York Mets. In the very brief time that Jack Hamilton has been in the bullpen, he has already saved 5 ball games. He did not go to the bullpen to stay until June 14th. So in 8 relief appearances, he has 5 saves. Now the hand is for Rob Gardner. Now Jim Pagliarone is coming out of the Pirate dugout, and he's going to bat for Jerry May. That means he also will take over behind the plate, as Jesse Gander was used in the early part of the ball game and has been taken out. So these are the moves being made. Hamilton is now pitching for New York. Jim Pagliarone, who had a 3-run homer in the first game today, is coming out as a pinch hitter for Jerry May. Jack Hamilton came in from the bullpen yesterday afternoon. In the 8th inning, with the Mets leading
Clemente, Stargell, and Pagan coming up. Hamilton struck out Clemente and Stargell and got Pagan on a fly ball to center to pitch his way out of that jam. He then had to survive a king-size scare of the ninth inning. Pittsburgh scored a run in the ninth. They had the bases loaded and Clemente up. 2 men down. But Hamilton got Clemente to ground out for the final out of the ballgame. It was a real cliffhanger. Now the windup by Hamilton. The pitch to Pagliarone is high, ball 1. Doubleheader in Philly tomorrow night. Jack Fisher and Bob Shaw, the Mets pitchers. Chris Short and Ray Culp for Philadelphia. Now the pitch to Peg off the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. Bill Mazeroski is the on-deck batter. Now Hamilton winding the 2-0 delivery. Breaking ball a strike on the outside corner. It's 2-1. Delivery. Fastball is low, ball 3, and Hamilton a pitch away from loading the bases. New York 9, Pittsburgh 6. Pirates sitting in the top of the 7th. With 2 men away, they have runners at second and third. A swing and a miss. Went after a curveball, now it's 3-2. Pagliarone hitting .250 with 7 home runs, 34 runs batted in. Now the windup, 3-2 pitch. He held up on a curve and it broke low, ball 4, and that loads the bases. This has already been quite a day for Bill Mazeroski. Pirates' brilliant second baseman has 6 hits and 7 times at bat. A swing and a miss, strike 1. Mazeroski 3 for 4 in the first game today. He has 3 for 3, including a home run with 2 men on in this ball game. So Naz has had 6 hits and 7 times at bat. A foul ball whacked off to the right and out of play. Law has come out of the on-deck circle. The pitcher is due up next, and Law has come out as a potential pinch hitter. He's a good hitter. As a matter of fact, he's batting .304 on 7 for 23. Bases loaded, 2 men down, a 2-strike count now on Mazeroski. Now the windup by Hamilton. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt, but handled beautifully by Jerry Grody. Mazeroski, with 6 hits and 7 times up in this doubleheader, has raised his batting average to .260. Pitching 1 and 2. A smash ball by Hamilton. He caught a line drive right in front of his face. And the side is out. Oh, that ball was really hit. Face high, right back at Hamilton. He caught it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 left on. 7th inning stretch time at the end of 6 1/2. The Mets 9 and the Pirates 6.
Collegiate football and pro football. Get the most out of sports by listening to WGY. Meet the Press follows today's baseball game.
Jim Pagliarone stays in the ball game. Goes behind the plate. Pete Mickelson on in relief for the Pirates. He really tagged one. Mazeroski hit a face-high line drive right back at the mound. Hamilton on his follow-through was in perfect defensive position. Got his glove right in front of his face and caught the liner. Now Jerry Grody will lead off in the last half of the 7th. He doubled 2 runs in his last time up. Pete Mickelson winds. Big curve that's over, strike 1. Jerry bluffing at a bunt. one behind in the opener. Finally lost it 8-7. And they had the tying and winning runs on base in the last of the ninth inning. They were behind 6-3 in this game, but got 6 runs in the fifth inning and lead now 9-6. The 2-1 delivery. Curve is over for a strike. It's 2-2. Else is over in the National League. We'll give you a complete rundown on the scoreboard at the end of the inning. It's taken high now by Jerry Grody, a full count of 3-2. Still some remaining action on the second game of doubleheaders in the American League at Detroit, Chicago, and a single game at Baltimore. Pitching 3-2, way outside, ball 4, and Grody draws a walk. Now Jack Hamilton comes up. For full-time duty on the 14th of June. In 8 relief appearances, Hamilton has chalked up 5 saves. He's around and tries to bunt, but fouls it off, strike 1. As a hitter, Jack has been up 27 times and has 3 hits. So they had him bunting. For the bunt. Jack squares around, tries to bunt. It's a foul ball, strike 2. Third baseman Chuck Hiller is the on-deck batter. Chuck has had 3 for 4. Now he was going to take the full swing, but decided against it. The pitch was high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yogi Berra coaching at first, Whitey Herzog at third. Mets have scored 16 runs this afternoon, and that certainly is encouraging. A nice cut in the air by Mazeroski. Throws to Stargell, double play. Line drive by Hamilton into a double play. Well, that makes things even. Mazeroski hit that bases-loaded line drive right back to Hamilton, and Jack got it. Somebody on. Chuck Hiller coming up. Chuck has tripled to right, laid down a bunt for a base hit, and doubled to left field. So Chuck has 3 for 4, and he's raised his average to 352. Foul ball, no play, coming right straight back. And the pitch to Hiller. Curve is hit high in the air. A fly ball that may go foul. Across the line is Clementi, and it's out of play. Dropped into the crowd. Two-strike count on Chuck Hiller. Next Shea Stadium game will be the 14th of July, Thursday night against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Strike pitch is inside and low, 1-2 on Chuck Hiller. A pop-up down the third baseline. Tagliarone goes over in foul territory, and Tagliarone takes it for the out. Side retired in the 7th. No hits, no errors, none left on. Now, at the end of 7, the score, the New York Mets 9 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 6. And the Twins and the Orioles are tied 2-2 after 4.5. Billy Murphy goes to left field. Ken Boyer is now flying third. And Vern Law is the pinch hitter as bluffs it a bunt, and the pitch is over. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kenny Boyer will be hitting 6th. Foul ball off the bat of Vern Law going out of play. Billy Murphy, now playing left field, will be hitting leadoff. Now Hamilton winds the 1-2 delivery. Ground ball hit toward the hole, backhanded. The long throw by McMillan, out at first base. Beautiful play by Roy McMillan, deep in the hole. He was throwing from the rim of the outfield grass. So Vern Law, batting for Mickelson, is thrown out on a good play by Roy McMillan. Matty Alou is the hitter, Pirate leadoff batter, left-hand hitter. Slammed foul just outside the bag at third, strike 1. Matty has grounded out. Sacrifice reached on a walk and been struck out. Officially 0 for 2. Now the pitch by Hamilton is outside and high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets 9 and the Pirates 6 were in the top of the 8th inning. Slammed foul just outside the bag at third, strike 1. Matty has grounded out. Sacrifice reached on a walk and been struck out. Officially 0 for 2. Now the pitch by Hamilton is outside and high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets 9 and the Pirates 6 were in the top of the 8th inning. Changeup is high. It's 2 balls and a strike. Matty Alou hitting .331. Now the 2-1 pitch, a foul ball whacked off to the left side up into the crowd. New York 9 runs, 14 hits. The Pirates 6 runs, 9 hits. 2-2 delivery. Foul ball hit down the left field line again, and it's out of play. Mets got 7 of their 14 base hits in the 5th inning when they scored 6 of their 9 runs. Now Hamilton delivers 2-2. Fastball inside, brushing him away. So we have a full count of 3-2 on Matty Alou. Now playing left field. That's almost pulled the first game out. They were behind 8-1 at the end of 6 1/2. Finally lost it 8-7. A high pop fly into short center. Coming hard is Leon running at full tilt, and he makes the catch. Leon finally getting under it after a long run into shallow center field. 2 men down. Gene Alley has 1 for 4. He had 3 for 5 in the first game. Fans look for the Rheingold Chug-a-Mug display at your local store. The Chug-a-Mug looks and sounds just like what it is, a good thirst-quenching drink of beer. 12 ounces of Rheingold Extra Dry, and you can drink it right from the mug. Strike 1 to Gene Alley. Manny Mota is the on-deck batter. Slow ground ball bounced to shortstop, handled by McMillan. The peg across is in time, and the side is out. So Jack Hamilton closes the Pittsburgh 1-2-3 of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. At the end of 7 1/2 innings, the Mets 9 and the Pirates 6. What does Mr. Donahue do when his daughter and her beau take over the living room? Listen. In the last of the 8th inning, New York will the 8th inning. Little Roy Faith. Relieved in yesterday's ball game and then relieved again in the first game today. It actually saved the first ball game. Let's have the tying and winning run on base in the bottom half of the 9th inning when Roy got the final out. While he's warming up, let's pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is WGY 810 on your dial in Schenectady. NBC's Meets the Press follows the game.
Bob Murphy with Lindsey Nelson and Ralph Kiner from Shea Stadium. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. New York trying to gain a split, leading 9-6. One for 3, also has drawn a walk. Now Roy Faith takes his sign from Pagliaroni. And the pitch to Hunt is off the outside corner. 1 ball and no strike. Next pitch on the way. Just missed the shoulder point, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. Al Luplo, the on-deck batter. And the pitch is over on the outside corner for a strike, 2-1 on Ron. Tomorrow night, a doubleheader in Philadelphia, and we'll be on the air with both radio and television at 6 p.m. Outside, Ron lays off, and the count goes to 3-1. Elroy Faith is the 6th pitcher used by the Pirates this doubleheader. And they have a doubleheader in Chicago tomorrow afternoon. 3-1 delivery. It's too high, ball 4. Nicholson worked 2 innings in this ball game. He allowed no runs, just 1 hit. Walked 2 and struck out 1. Al Luplo has 1 hit, a single, and 4 times up. He drove in the Mets' first run today. Slow ground ball hit down to third. Housed on by Pagan. The peg to first to Stargell is in time, getting Luplo, and Ron Hunt moves over to second. Serves the purpose of a sacrifice, although not intended as such. Cleon Jones coming up. Cleon drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the first inning. And since then has a single at 3 times at bat and a run scored. Mets have scored 9 runs in this ball game, and 7 different players have knocked in the 9 runs. It's been a well-balanced attack. Ground ball hit down to third, fielded by Pagan. The peg to first is in time, getting Cleon. Ron Hunt holds at second. Now Roy McMillan will be up for the second time. Mac came in the game after Eddie Cranepool was hurt, scoring a run, sliding into the shin guard of Jerry May. And Mac doubled to left center his only time up. And he made a beautiful play deep in the hole. On Vern Law. Here's the pitch by Faith. The ground ball bounced to short. A big hop snagged by Gene Alley. He throws across the diamond, and the side is out. In the 8th inning for New York, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. Now 8 innings complete. The New York Mets 9 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 6. Tomorrow night at 6 on both radio and television from Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia. Mets playing at July 4th, Wendell. And the Mets will have Bob Shaw and Jack Fisher in action against Chris Short and Ray Colt. Mets will be playing a 5-game series in Philly. 2 games tomorrow night, then Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday afternoon. Following the Thursday afternoon game, they fly to Pittsburgh. Friday evening, an afternoon game on Saturday, and a single game a week from today. The next game here at Shea Stadium is the Dodger game on Thursday night, July the 14th. That's the Dodger series will be Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday afternoon. That's July 14th, 15th, and 16th. Then back-to-back doubleheaders with the Houston Astros on the 17th Sunday and the 18th Monday. Leading off in the ninth inning against Jack Hamilton, and Jack's fastball is over. Strike one call. If Jack can close out the Pirates, he'll chalk up his sixth save out of that bullpen since the 14th of June. A swing and a miss, strike two. Manny Mota has gone 0 for 3. Field a base hit. He hit a hanging curveball, a two-strike pitch, and singles to lead off the ninth. That's the first hit given up by Hamilton since he came in from the bullpen. It brings up Willie Stargell. Stargell hit a two-run homer in the fourth inning. It was his 17th home run of the year. Pittsburgh has hit 11 home runs in this series. Pitch to Stargell. A long drive hit deep to right field. It may go. It is gone. A home run. And it's now a 9-8 ball game. A line drive home run to right by Willie Stargell, his second home run of the ball game. That's his 18th of the year. And here we go with another cliffhanger. It's now 9-8 New York. Cliffhanger. Hamilton into his windup to pitch to Pagan. A foul ball back into the screen. Roberto Clemente is on deck. Then Jim Halieroni. Now they ask to take a look at the ball. Action now in the Mets bullpen. Hamilton into his windup. Here's the pitch on the way. Foul ball back into the crowd. No play. A two-strike count. Now Hamilton has a two-strike count on Pagan, and Jose steps out of him. Hepler is warming up. Two-strike delivery. A shot hit hard. A base hit into right center field. Tying on his arm with nobody out. 3 hits in a row by the Pirates here in the ninth inning. Now they've got Clemente coming up, but after that, Halieroni. Hold your hat. Jack Hamilton. For Rod Gardner in the 7th inning. Walked Halieroni, that loaded the bases. Then Mazeroski hit a line drive, base high, right back at him, but he caught for the third out. He breezed through the 8th inning, getting the Pirates 1-2-3. But has run into real resistance here in the 9th. Now Clemente is the batter. Pittsburgh with a tying run on, nobody out. Roberto Clemente is the batter. He doubled to right field his last time up. He has 1 for 2. Larry Bonart and Bill Hepler on call in the bullpen. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way. And it's a pop-up into short right field right down the line. Backing over for it is Hunt. And it's grabbed by in for 2. 1 down. Foul pop-up taken by Eddie Pursuit. Now Jim Pagliarone coming up. Pagliarone reached on a walk as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning for Jerry May, and then he stayed in the ballgame. He was behind the plate in the first game today and hit a 3-run homer. Here's the pitch by Hamilton. Fastball down the middle. Franklin call. Next pitch on the way to Pagliarone. A ground foul hit down to Harry Walker, who's running his ball club off the coaching lines at third base. New York 9, Pittsburgh 8, 1 out of the 9th. Pagan representing the tying run is on first base. Let's have the infield hoping for a shot at a double play that would wind us up. And now Pagliarone steps out. Bill Mazeroski is the on-deck hitter. 2-strike delivery. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 men down. Now there are 2 away. Riding to the plate, Bill Mazeroski. Mazeroski hit the line drive back to Hamilton with the bases loaded in the 7th inning. He's had 6 hits and 8 times at bat in this doubleheader, including a home run in this game. Foul ball back over our broadcasting booth, no play. Now Hamilton looking in for his sign. 2 men down, Pagan is on first. Comes to the set position. Here's the pitch on the way. A high pop foul that will not be playable. It's going to be back in the crowd. Now Hamilton has a 2-strike count on Bill Mazeroski. Eddie Pursuit holding against the runner. Field deep and maybe a stride to left, and now Maz wants the ball looked over by Stan Landis. Umpire Stan Landis takes a look at it and keeps it in play. Throws it right back to Hamilton. Hamilton into the stretch. Now the pitch on the way. Fastball outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to save one for Rob Gardner in the Mets. Now the pitch. A slow ground ball bounced on the left side. Can't be handled by Dingell. It breaks off his glove. Goes into left field. Run down by Hunt. Holding at second is Pagan. With an error charged to Roy McMillan. It was a slow grounder. Mack was coming in hard. He tried to scoop it up with his glove hand running in, but it hit him on the arm and carried him down into left field. Now, the tying run is on second. Jose Pagan. Bill Mazeroski is on first. Now the pitcher, Elroy Faith, is scheduled up. Harry Walker has come off the coaching lines at third and gone into the dugout to determine who he wants as a pinch hitter. It's going to come from the bullpen. I believe he wants Bob Turkey. He has used up pitcher, Bob Perky is going to be called on. Elroy Faith is the scheduled hitter. Bob Perky has been called in from the bullpen. He will be the second pitcher that Harry Walker has used as a pinch hitter. He previously used Vern Law, and Law was thrown out in a good play by McMillan. Perky, by the way, has been up only 3 times this year. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss, strike one. Jose Pagan is on second and Bill Mazeroski on first. Most players in a 9-inning ball game. Cardinals used 25 on one occasion, and so did the Braves. Here's the pitch thrown to Perky. It's too high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matty Alou is the on-deck batter. 9-8, 9th inning. Right-hander against right-hander. The pitch by Hamilton. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. The cardiac caper is shaved. 2 balls and a strike on Bob Perky. Infield to the outfield straight away. Now the pitch by Hamilton. Ball 3. Fastball missed outside. Well, he's contending with Perky now, and if he walks him, he'll have to contend with Matty Alou. Matty Alou, a left-hand hitter batting at .330, so this is a big, big pitch. Now the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way, a swing and a miss. Now it's 3-2 on Perky. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Bob Perky. Now the runners will be on their way. Pagan at second, Mazeroski at first. Here's the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way. He struck him out. The Mets win. Jack Hamilton strikes out Bob Perky, and the Mets win it. Gain a split in the doubleheader. In the 9th inning, 2 runs. There were 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on. We'll be back with a recap of the Twin Bill in just a moment.
Vista, the domestic Peace Corps, is a two-way opportunity. It's an opportunity for lucky people who want to give something back to their country. And it's an opportunity for people not so lucky to get help on a human, person-to-person basis. Not from some bureau or agency, but from someone like you. A Vista volunteer isn't in it for the money. All you get is expenses plus $50 a month saved up for you. But there are rewards. The Vista volunteers now on the job seem to think it's worth all the hard work and frustration just to know you've made someone else's life a little better. You might serve in a city slum, on an Indian reservation, or in some area of rural poverty. It isn't easy. Don't think for a minute it is. But your year in Vista will be one you'll never forget. For information, write to Vista, Box B, Washington, D.C. Vista, Box B, Washington.
The New York Mets and Pittsburgh Pirates on a day that saw the temperature soar to 106 degrees. Split and exciting doubleheader. In the opening game, Pittsburgh took an 8-1 lead after 6.5 innings. Then had to hold on desperately to win it 8-7. The Mets came fighting back on a grand slam home run by Ed Pursuit. A home run by Eddie Krahenbuhl, a run batted in by Cleon Jones, and they had the tying and winning runs on in the 9th inning, but Elroy Faith got the final out. The Pirates won the opener 8-7. Beal winning his 10th game against 5 losses. Rustek was the loser. The New York Mets winning the nightcap with a 6-run 5th inning. They had to come from behind. They were trailing 6-3, but they put together 7 hits in the 5th inning and scored 6 runs, then held on to win by a score of 9-8 to gain a split in the doubleheader and the 4-game series. In the nightcap, New York had 9 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors, and 8 left. Pittsburgh 8 runs, 12 hits, no errors, and 10 left. Rob Gardner, the winner in relief, with Jack Hamilton picking up his 6th save of the year. The loser in relief was Al McBean. The crowd today, 28,296. An exciting afternoon at Shea Stadium. Now we'll be on with radio and television tomorrow night at 6 o'clock from Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia with the doubleheader. Bob Shaw and Jack Fisher pitching for New York against Chris Short and Ray Culp of the Phillies. The final scores this afternoon as the Mets and Pirates split. Pittsburgh winning 8-7, the Mets 9-8. New York Mets baseball has been brought to you by...
And that's Mets baseball for today. Brought to you by Rheingold, New York City's largest selling beer. And what a remarkable thing that is. In New York, a city of so many different people with different tastes, one beer has become the favorite, Rheingold Extra Dry. They don't know why so many people like their beer, but they must be doing something right. Today's game was also brought to you by WGY, your sports station for the Great Northeast. WGY will bring you the full schedule of Mets regular season games live from Major League parks throughout the country. Be with us tomorrow at 6 p.m. when we will present another exciting New York Mets baseball game